Hello people that in the house are doing. Today we have another cabin story. I know cabin is full of stories. And today it's about the cabin man who went to Dublin. And so we all know about Dublin, so Jesus. There's loads in shops and there's loads of shopping centres and everything. And there's no such thing as that in cabin, such thing as a shopping centre. Like what's a shopping centre? Well, then again, what's a shopping cabin? They don't make, because cabin people don't go into shops. They go to stuff. They don't spend the money in the shops. But anyway, long story short, there was this man called Tommy Joe from County Cavan, and Joe he was from the west of Cavan, and Jesus Christ, he wouldn't spend his tax. He wouldn't even expend his socks to pay for anything. And what I mean by expend, he has the same pair of socks for the last about 50 years. And so so he said one day so I'll go up to Dublin because I'm the people in the mental hospital. And so Jesus, he went up in the bus, and so Jesus Christ, there was nearly a civil war in the bus station. Because the reason why, and I tell you why, because if they paid €20 on a ticket to Dublin and a ticket back to Dublin, and so there was civil war. And so when he took out his wallet, so Jesus Christ, the story goes that there was rats crawling out of it, and there was Jesus Christ, there was flies upon flies upon flies, because it was that long closed up that good God, they must have been trapped in there for donkey's years. And so Jesus, didn't he get on the bus, shot Jesus? And so Jesus, you got on the bus, and so he went up to Dublin, shot, and Jesus, he had to pay for a taxi then to the Mackle. And Jesus Christ, there was some abuse going on. But so he ended up in the matter, so Jesus Christ, and she said to one of the nurses, so it's always a money racket. This is all a money racket to get me up to Dublin. And so Jesus, the nurse said, so Jesus, what should we have to get the cabin people to spend a bit of money now and again. And so Jesus, he nearly turned into her like a bag of spuds. And so Jesus, it wasn't a pleasant sight, so. And so the old women in the road said, Jesus Christ, I bet the shit out. But so Jesus, so when he went around, he had to go around the streets because he wouldn't pay for another taxi ride because he was too miserable. And he was already miserable enough, have to spend that much money. So he went around the streets of Dublin, right? He went pondering around. And looked in a few shops. And he said, Jesus Christ, as he said in his own will be Jesus Christ, the amount of money you have to spend. You know, it's cause you an arm and a leg. Compared to in cabin where you wouldn't even have to go out to buy anything because nobody would spend anything in cabin. So he felt at home when he's in cabin. But sure, Jesus, when he's in Dublin, sure, he didn't know what to do. Stuff in there for €200, things there for €100. His poor wallet. Even though he wouldn't go in and get anything. I'm sure Jesus, he's been, because the bus wasn't going until 4 o'clock, so he just wandered around the city for a long time. And wouldn't you know what happened when he went to one part of Dublin, so. And so Jesus, some gang, how would I put it, some gang went up to him and so Jesus Christ did asked him to give him all the money he has. And so Jesus, as soon as they found out he's from Cavan, they were like, oh shit, he's not going to give it back all. And they said, oh, so he probably has his life savings, and he wouldn't even give you a tuppence. So they said, oh fuck it, we couldn't be bothered. We go on and pick on somebody else. And this was a gang of young bucks from some part of Dublin anyway. I don't know what part, but sure Jesus. Didn't the cabin? So they said the cabin man wouldn't give them anything anyway. Even if they killed them, they wouldn't got anything off him. Because Jesus Christ, he would have it buried with him. And that's the truth, lad, that's the truth. But I showed Jesus, and then another few gangsters came along, and Jesus, they came up to him with a gun, and they said, give all your money and nobody gets hurt. And he was like, I'm sure I'll give you some spuds when you get back to Kevin. And so the people with the guns said, oh, that's the best we can get out of the cab, man. And so we'll leave it at that. So I send you a few spuds in the post, but you pay for the post, you pay for the packaging and all that. I'm not paying for the packaging. And they said, fair enough then. So yeah, and he finally gets on the bus to Cavan again. And should Jesus, he can't be so delighted to be back in Cavan. And should Jesus, he says to himself that day, I'm never going to spend another penny on any bus or anything anymore. That's the end of the story. Oh god, it wasn't the best story, let me tell you. It wasn't the best story, but still bit of a laugh. So yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe more and bye.